We love the SEC over here to a certain point. We're all about the ACC, let's be honest. But we love her. Kelsey Farese is here to talk about some action that happened over the weekend. What's up, Kelsey?
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Oh, we're good. You know, we're 3-0, by the way. I didn't know if you knew that, but we were 3-0.
Wow. It must be nice. It must be nice. It must be nice. I'm singing that because I'm going to see Hamilton tonight. Have y'all ever? I know you're probably big musical theater guys.
No. I love Hamilton and Wicked, two of my favorites. Just throwing
I'm very excited. I'm very excited about going to that. So I may break out in song at any point.
What do you got, Kelsey?
It was a week. It was a week for the SEC. Two games in particular that we have to talk about that were just nasty. We had the LSU South Carolina game. At the start of the season, I didn't expect myself to have any affinity for South Carolina, but I keep finding myself wanting to see them do really well. So it hurt to see them blow that 17-0 lead. It was hard. It was heartbreaking. And then at the end of the game, there was like 5 seconds left on the clock. They were going to be able to tie the game with a field goal. It just went slightly left. And LSU came out with the win. Not that they did it in a beautiful way. I mean, it was a pretty rough game for LSU all around. But I also am sort of at the point where I'm like, I have to hand it to LSU for being that tenacious and making that comeback. But still,
if you lose a 17-point lead, you deserve to lose. You don't deserve to make a field goal at the end of the time. You deserve to lose that game. Up 17, come on now.
I know. It was crazy. And then another game, I know that y'all are going to have a lot to say. An ugly, ugly game. Florida, Texas A&M.
Oh, I love that A&M went in there and put the beat down on them too. It just shows you how bad. What, Napier's in his third year, right? Mario is in his third year. You see the difference right there. The team, they got talent, but they don't want to play the Florida kids, man. These Florida kids, they don't want to play for that coach. I think one of them even liked Instagram or Twitter feed that says we need to fire our coach, and a player liked it. So you know he doesn't have the locker room. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think we may be seeing the swan song of Mr. B. But I mean, I'm just trying to comprehend the fact that if they do fire him, that it's going to be to the tune of $26 million. And then casually, I saw they were like, yeah, some high paying boosters have already rounded up that money if need be.
I went into the wrong profession. I mean, fellas, can you imagine getting paid out to suck?
Yeah,
like you suck so bad. You suck so bad. We're gonna give you $26 million to leave.
I don't want to poo-poo on your point, but I got fired in radio and spent 9 months at home getting paid. It was the greatest 9 months of my life. It wasn't $26 million, but I can tell you, oh man, if you can get that is mailbox money that you will not turn down.
Even still, if like I have a show starting tomorrow, a whole weekend, if they told me after Wednesday, like, hey, we don't want you to come back, but here's the rest of your money, and it's not $26 million, I'd still be like,
that is a win. It feels like $26 million.
You know, and I wouldn't get hired again. That's the problem.
You know, we also, by the way, Kelsey, since we're all comedians, me, Rudy, and Forrest, we sell merch after our shows. Yeah. I always want to go up there at the end of the show and say, hey, if there's anyone rich that needs a write-off, just buy all the merch. Just give me a check for a blank amount. I might start, because one time out of every show, maybe once a year, somebody's going to do that. Like, man, you were great. I'm rich. And just write it off.
It only takes one time.
I want to talk about an SEC game that I love watching. Georgia versus Kentucky. My good friend Mark Stoops, they gave him a hell of a game, 13-12. And it could have went the other way with this interception.
Yeah. I actually didn't watch that game. I just saw the score and was absolutely flabbergasted by it. I was like, what is going on? Like our rank, just everything feels like it's getting really flipped around right now. I think really it's going to be crazy to see, not this week, but next week, since Alabama and Georgia are on bye weeks this week. So next week they show back up and play each other. And that is going to be, I don't even know what's going to happen.
To me, the bigger game is October 19th, Texas playing
Georgia.
That's
I'm trying to go to that game.
Oh, are you really?
I am, but I was looking at that game and I was like, why are the hotel prices in Austin like $1 million? And then I found out it's because F1 is also going to be in Austin that weekend.
The worst.
So I was like, I guess I'll be staying at the Holiday Inn in like 30 minutes outside of Austin for $2,000 a night if I want to go to that. Unless you sponsor me, I will happily let you. But still, that game is going to be unreal. And speaking of Texas, that was another game that, like, I love to watch Texas, but it wasn't really on my radar this week. I sort of just had it on while I was getting ready to go out. And I was like, what's going on in there? And I came in there, and you know what happened in that game? They're playing
Urs got hurt and Arch Manning. Yeah.
Arch Manning. So yeah, he goes into the game. Well, yeah, Ewers comes out of the tunnel in street clothes, and everyone's like, oh God, like, is he actually okay? Arch goes into the game, first snap, throws it for a 19-yard touchdown. And then on the very next play, he runs the ball for 76 yards and scores a touchdown. It's like the second longest touchdown run by a quarterback since like 2005.
Look,
it's crazy.
It's also the longest touchdown run by a Manning ever, for sure.
For sure.
Not their running, yeah.
Look, they were playing this is kind of like DJ Lagway last week on Florida. He blew up a small school, and then he played an okay school this week, and they both, like, A&M, and then they both failed. So I'm waiting for Arch, because they for 2 years they've been trying to make him sound like he's the next second coming of somebody. I want to see it against a good team, then we can talk. Not these small schools.
I feel you, but I think he did look really confident, and he had like a little smile on his face, so I like watching him.
Oh,
I'm glad to see him do well.
All right, so what about this weekend coming up? What do we got?
This week coming up, I mentioned Georgia and Alabama are on bye weeks, so they're gearing up for that battle in week 5. So this week, I'm looking at a couple of games. I've got LSU is hosting UCLA, and I have a little bit of a soft spot. I don't know if you know, I graduated from UCLA. So I like to see them do well. Unfortunately, I think this being a road game, I think they are probably going to lose. I still think it'll be a good game. And I did bring scores for y'all, so y'all don't yell at me. I'm saying LSU is going to win 28-22.
Oh, it's not going to be that close. I think it's a blowout. I think if I had to guess on this SEC, and I don't watch the SEC close, I've seen LSU enough. I saw UCLA. I would say 35, maybe 21. Forrest, what do you got?
The line is -24 for LSU. Yeah. So I'm going to say I listen to enough radio, like UCLA radio in LA when I'm driving around, and I know they're not very good. I'm going to say 35-7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah, it's good bad.
I'll go a little bit more than that. I think it's going to be a little more high flying. I'm going to say 40-10.
All right. Kelsey, what's your next game?
I must be really off. We're going to have to tune back in to see if I was just like really nowhere close on that. Well, we have two. Finally, we're getting some like kind of solid SEC matchups. We've got Tennessee versus Oklahoma. It's going to be Oklahoma's first SEC game, so going to be a good one to watch. They're playing at home. I was kind of surprised. I saw that UT has only given up 13 points in their last 3 games. So I think that their defense is going to do well. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to say Tennessee is going to win. I'm going to go 31-25.
31-25. Where are they playing? Are they playing at Tennessee?
They're playing at Oklahoma.
Okay. Forrest, what's your prediction?
I've been to Norman, Oklahoma. It is super boring. There's nothing to do there. So you are very focused on football. Trust me. I think there's one restaurant and one bar, and they're getting at home. They're getting disrespected at home. Oklahoma's not a pushover. I think Oklahoma's going to upset them, win the game. I think it's going to be 38-35.
Do you know? Hey, while Rudy gets his guess in, his prediction in, can you look up the line on that game?
7. Tennessee's favored by 7 on the road.
Okay. All right. What do you got, Rudy?
I'll take Tennessee, but I agree with Forrest. It is going to be pretty close. I'm going to say let's go 27-24.
Okay. What people forget is the head coach of Oklahoma was Clemson's DC, defensive coordinator back in the day, and he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator, hiding coverages, mixing things up. I've seen him destroy Miami so many times. Nico, I think that's the quarterback for Tennessee. He's a freshman. I think this is the first time he will be confused by coverages. He's a great quarterback, but I'm not going to say Oklahoma's going to win, but I think Nico plays his worst game of the year, and it's very close. So this is a field goal matchup. I would say 38-35.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And then the other SEC game, we've got Arkansas at Auburn. Historically, Arkansas never really does well when they go to Auburn. So this is a kind of one of those games where we're talking about who's the bigger bully. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to. But the thing is, Auburn just switched up their quarterback. They've got Hank Brown. He's a freshman. He did well this last week, but we'll see if he can, keep the ball rolling literally into this SEC matchup. I am going to go Auburn 31-20.
All right. Forrest, go for it.
I was just in Enterprise, Alabama at Lloyd's Barbecue. Everyone was talking Auburn football. Well, not everybody. They're split there. But I'd be remiss if I didn't pick Auburn. Also for our boy friend Dave Williamson. I'm going to say 24-16.
Rudy.
I am going to go with Arkansas only because I had a Razorbacks hat that I wore for about 6 months and didn't know that it was an actual football team when I was like 12 years old, and everybody gave me so much shit about it. So this time I'm being redeemed. Razorbacks are going to come through. They're going to win this game. It's not going to be a huge scoring affair, but I'm going to say 21-18.
All right. Well, if you don't know, I went to the University of Arkansas. I played football for the University of Arkansas for a year and a half. That's where I got too many concussions and lost my dream of being a college football player. And Arkansas disappeared from my life. I wiped it. I swiped it away from my life, but I still love it. We still call the Hogs, woo, pig suey, but they will lose to Auburn 38. No, I said 38. Let's say 31-17.
If you held a gun to my head and asked me where you went to school, I would not guess. Arkansas would take me. They'd run out of bullets in the gun.
Yeah.
Fayetteville is beautiful though. That's a beautiful campus and a beautiful school. I would love to go to a game there. I think I was looking at something in November. But
yeah, I was there
crazy.
when they built that. I was there when they built the new tunnel to run out. It's basically this huge indoor practice field you run out. When they call the Hogs, you're in this practice field, and then you hear it rumbling, whoa, pig. So you run out. Man, let me tell you, I threw down at Arkansas. They had this bar called Cuckoo's. I worked there when I was like 17, whenever I was in my first year of college. And they paid you just for showing up. You cleaned a couple dishes. It was great. College was great. I loved it. I remember women when I was in college didn't know, they've never seen a half black and Asian guy in Arkansas. Dude, I was like a hot commodity, I must say.
Women in Arkansas, in the SEC in general, women are considered to be like very beautiful and put together. But something I've noticed over the years in Arkansas, there's a level of getting ready that Arkansas women do that is like an extra layer. Like they are teasing the hair. Like they are like, there will not be a wave or a curl out of place, an eyelash, perfect lipstick, red. Like they are dolled up. I wanted to tell y'all this right before I got on. I was speaking of being paid in college. I saw that Tennessee is going to start adding a 10% players fee to their ticket sales. So instead of, using some of their $3 billion contract from ESPN to help pay their players, they're like, let's take some from the fans. So I just was like, is this something that everyone is going to start doing? Have y'all heard about this?
Oh, that is a great idea. And if you're a big fan, some fans are going to hate it, but I think that's a great idea to get money for your NIL program. I actually like it. I wouldn't be opposed to it, as I'm opposed to going to some restaurants that automatically throw in a tip for terrible service.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I got hosed in LA the other day. I didn't realize that they throw another 20% on top, or 18%. And then I threw another 20% on top of it, got back to the hotel and was like, oh, wait a minute. I just got done giving like a $47 tip.
Let me tell you what
tab.
Let me tell you, and what I hate about that is they don't tell you. That they should drop off the check and go, hey, there's already a 20% tip on it. But no, they don't want to say that because they want you to double tip on it. And that is disrespectful.
I agree. The next time it happens, I'm going to be like, hey, listen, you take a key from the NIL. I want you girls running burpees. I want people doing suicides out here. Okay. Back and forth. That's right.
Hey, Kelsey, how can people find you?
Guys, y'all can find me on Instagram. It's just my name at Kelsey Farese, or you can also find me on my podcast, The Lawyer's Daughter.
And if you're a guy following Kelsey, don't be creepy. That's all just don't be creepy. Please.
You know what? Most of the people who follow me are pretty nice. Every once in a while, though, one will slip through the cracks. Don't be that guy.
And Rudy, can you please stop doing that? Thank you so much. Just playing. Rudy's a great guy. All right. Hey, Kelsey, thank you so much. We'll check in with you next time, okay?
All right, guys. See y'all.